are activity metrics really important? The simple answer is the more activity you do, the more revenue you will make. The difference is that what ratios will be in the process. So one of your staff or yourself could actually only need to do a certain amount of activity to make a few $1,000,000, or other people would need to do 4 or 5 times the activity that you're doing to make the same amount of money. Unless you measure it and unless you track your ratios on a regular basis, you can't possibly know where to improve and where to upskill. So a few questions to ask yourself before we move on what types of metrics you can measure and have in place is, why are you looking to measure this particular activity and how does it feed into the ultimate result that you're looking for? Are you measuring it because you've always measured it? Are you measuring it for a specific type of reason? We have series of measurements in our business which are not necessarily just to drive revenue, they're also to drive peer review as well. The second thing is are you going to reference it and keep people accountable? If you're going to measure something and then not reference it on a regular basis, the question is, why would you bother? It's not something to be used in a disciplinary or performance discussion. It's something to be measured, it's something to be referenced on a regular basis. The other thing to keep in mind, which happens disturbingly a lot, is where the person has activity metrics or some kind of KPIs which they don't have any control over. So it's looking at someone that perhaps doesn't have any client contact will have a metric of an NPS score or some kind of customer experience score. It's actually unfair for them to have those big corporate KPIs. I would suggest that less is absolutely more and they're tailored to the individual. The final thing is where are you going to communicate key performance indicators and metrics? Are they something that you're proud of, that you want to be on the wall, a little bit like an employee of the month? Or is it something that goes in a wrap-up email every week to everyone to kind of see where the reviews are? I've done every single different denomination of that. And one of the things I did that was actually the most powerful is I directly attributed activity to revenue in a graph over a space of 6 months at an end of year review. It was a company-wide town hall and I put up all of the key staff members who were in a very strong sales-based role, and I looked at their activity metrics over a 6-month period and their revenue growth over a 6-month period. And it was very, very easy for everyone in the business to see more activity meant more revenue.